The Great Londini was a TikTok star with over 7 million subscribers on the platform.
You say 7 million, but then you show us that it's 8 million.
He found massive success during the COVID era, posting videos of himself doxing children.
It isn't doxing. It's exposing. Plus, most of the trolls are adults and teens. Even if it was children getting exposed, they still say messed up things.
To make this all worse, a large part of the Great Londini's fall off has to do with that people realized it was fake.
If it was all fake, why did he show the people's faces to TikTok?
So not only did he get famous for doxing children,
you keep complaining about him exposing these kids, but you don't actually know the real reason why. And you keep saying he doxes children over and over again. Like, we get it, and it's not doxing like I said.
He actually got famous for lying about doxing children, which I can't decide if that's better or worse. The unfortunate part about something like this is now people have realized he's a fraud and a liar, but it's a little bit too late and he can't really be hurt.
All this rambling about this man lying about exposing the children, exposing the teenagers, the adults who are trying to be toxic, but you, my good sir, are the one who's giving out misinformation. When did he ever lie?
This is an issue you would expect somebody like this to have, but I'll prove it with 2 short TikToks.
You got too until over here.
What that woman said was rude and inappropriate. But I must say, as a respected member of the obese community, people shouldn't be doxing her for saying it. I don't know anybody that hates bullying more than me, but doxing people is not the answer.
So he made it pretty clear here that he does not believe in doxing people. Well, let's watch this next video.
He didn't dox that person, he got a random video from her account. And if you think that this is hypocrisy, then you are wrong. You're not getting the point here. His goal is to unmask cyberbullies.
Yeah, so that's pretty self-explanatory. When other people dox somebody, it's alright for him to step in and play the good guy and be like, oh, you shouldn't be doxing people, it's mean. But then when he's the one that finds the opportunity to dox somebody, it's totally okay for him to send people on a witch hunt to them.
Because the things that the trolls said were so messed up that they need to be locked up in jail. The first video you showed was just someone saying a little insult and people were so offended that they needed to hurt her for it. That's too far. And the second video you showed was a girl asking if that old woman can die so she can have her husband. That isn't hypocrisy, that's the Great Londini doing his job by exposing these cyberbullies.
So not only is what Londini did in the second video a blatant form of doxing, what he claims he does with sending children's informations to their school and all that kind of stuff is also a form of doxing.
Because the things those supposed children's commented to people were horrible. What if they said, I hope you die, or they say a racist and homophobic slur? Their parents have every right to know about this, including the school. At this point it sounds like you're defending the cyberbullies. You have a problem with the Great Londini doing the right thing, then keep it to yourself and mind your own business.
Issue number 2 is that there's no proof.
Yes, there is. You're just lazy to check his account, and what's the point to show any proof? Sometimes it can be private, not all the time you have to be such a nosy prick about it.
Normally I ignore death threats like this, but after seeing the way this child butchered the English language, I'm gonna take this one seriously. Hi, David.
So he said a first name, and that was all he did. I actually have so many issues with this one video, it's just ridiculous. He just goes on this whole high horse about how he doesn't dox, he doesn't release stuff publicly, and then he releases the kid's name publicly. I know it's just a first name, but it's still a private piece of information, and I feel like the reason he was willing to release this is because it's made up. If it's not made up, he actually doxed a kid.
I'm just wrestling with it in my head, and I can't work out any way that this TikTok he posted isn't problematic.
I think you're the one that's problematic, because there is no way you believe that this is not proof. That is an actual kid making a death threat comment, and Londini is the one who's warning him to not say these types of things by saying his actual name. Yet you're the one who believes it's fake, and if you believe it is true, you will say it's messed up when clearly it's not. Those kids are supposed to learn better. Why the fuck would you let them have access to the internet? And most of all, some of these comments are written down by those who knows what they are saying. And you're over here thinking it's not cool to dox the cyberbullies. It's called karma, and you obviously weren't raised right.
This comment is unacceptable. The child that made it is counting on remaining anonymous. Not with us around. We emailed his parents and school
This is probably the Great Londini's best known, or at least one of his best known TikToks. I believe in all 3 of the news reports I found about him. This TikTok has been it. I feel like I don't even have to explain how stupid this is. He just provides no proof. He just says, oh yeah, I don't get it, and I emailed his parents as principal. It's like, okay, like even show us the emails with the names blurred out or something. Just show us some level of proof.
And he has a YouTube channel, and he doesn't post any proof on there either.
Because like I said, what's the point? It's supposed to be private.
Issue number 4 is that Londini is really cringe.
Oh, you're those type of people. It's no wonder you're so butthurt over this guy. You are a hater.
So this one might seem a little bit lighthearted and a little bit irrelevant compared to the rest of the video.
It isn't a little bit, it is very irrelevant, and it's not lighthearted because calling someone cringe is actually something negative.
But I do think it's actually important. Anytime Londini makes a video where it's just him, like he's not stitching somebody else's video or just ripping somebody else's video, and he tries to, make jokes and stuff, this guy's not funny. He's insanely cringe. I think this is relevant because it shows that even though he just steals content and mooches off of other people's success and off of things that happen to other people, there's still something inside of him that wants to be a content creator. I have a theory that he actually really wanted to be a content creator, but he couldn't, so he came up with all these schemes and all these lies to get himself to the top without actually doing any real work.
He actually is a content creator. It's funny you say he's not a content creator when his actual content is to fight off cyberbullies. That's something a content creator would do. Take Gideon for example. He makes content of catching predators, and Vitaly does the same thing as well. They may have caused mayhem in the past but they changed. The jokes Londini makes are actually funny, but I'm guessing, you don't find it funny because you have different taste in humor. Don't go after him by saying he's coming up with these so-called terrible lies and these schemes. What if he putted all that to good use? Like I said, you are a hater, and haters gonna hate. Also, all of this nonsense of Londini being not funny is not relevant. Who said it was? And he is funny.
I don't really have any proof for that, but it would explain why he continues to upload these terrible cringy skits and stuff to his channel.
Imagine criticizing someone on a video that explains their downfall. We have Londini hater number 1 over here. You are such a Karen.
So this guy, whose TikTok account is currently being used to actively steal content from creators, is telling us that we should be doing something about it, and he can't wrap his head around how we would not be doing something about it.
Take his advice, dude. Do something. It's not that hard.
And to top it off, he does all this with the mask off. He's been anonymous for so long, and finally he had to put his big fat face in front of the whole world.
Fat shaming him.
And be like, look at me. I did this because of that 8-year-old. How can you all see this terrible stuff going on and do nothing about it? Why can't you be more like me? They call me the Great Londini. Just what a disgusting, deplorable thing to do.
No, it isn't. It's the right thing to do. Leave the content stealing shit out of this. He's actually doing something real and you're the one who's being an idiot for not paying actual attention.
I just can't believe it. The more I've researched this man, the more time I've put into this, the more passionate I've become about it. Because I can't believe that this is allowed to exist, and that he gets to go on the news and they praise him for this.
Imagine crying over this man being on the news just because he's doing the right thing.
I almost don't even blame Londini for this. Sure, what Londini's done is bad. But the fact that these news outlets are condoning it and putting him on a pedestal, that's a whole nother level. So yeah, this has been my video essay on an overweight, cringe lord content thief.
Calling Londini a thief after saying you don't blame him. In conclusion, this man is just spewing lots of misinformation. No, Londini is not a fraud. The things he do are actually real. And he's not doxing children, he's exposing them all for the things they say. The very disturbing things they say. Plus this guy is forgetting the fact that it's also grown-ups saying these things. At this point I'm not gonna say any more because this kid is obviously delusional. He made this channel just to shit on Londini. No wonder he gets low views. Delete this channel because you are just a hate account.
Doxing children. Self-doxing children. Miss for doxing children. Doxing children. Doxed a kid. Doxed the woman. He's never doxed anybody. Doxing people to dox somebody. It's doxing. 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 Blatant form of doxing. Form of doxing.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!